one of the MPs in the capital, Mike Freer, has said he will quit frontline politics over fears for his safety.
Yes, the Justice Minister and MP for Finchley and Golders Green has informed Rishi Sunak he will step down at the election following a string of threats and incidents, one of which culminated in an arson attack on his constituency office in December.
Well, he's posted a message on social media and he said, since my election as MP in 2010, I've sadly had several serious threats to my personal safety.
Well, joining us now to discuss this further is political editor at the Scottish Daily Mail, Michael Blackley. Good to see you this morning, Michael. I mean, it's really quite shocking, isn't it, that a senior Tory, a public servant, can quit over fears for his own safety and intimidation?
And that's gone. Oh, dear, mate, we're having some technical issues this morning.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what is partly concerning about this. I mean, he was targeted by the man who murdered David Amos.
Yes, Ali Harbi Abi.
Yeah, he was on the list, and thankfully he wasn't in his constituency on the day that he was meant to be targeted for that. And then there's been this arson attack. But also, because Golders Green, he's come under real attack for his, although he's not Jewish, he's got a very strong pro-Israeli stance, and he's been attacked for that. And that's causing a lot of concern at the moment as well. Let's see if we can return to Michael Blackley. Ah, there you are, Michael. Hopefully this will hold up for a bit longer. I mean, it is a hugely worrying situation when someone feels so under threat that they have to leave their job.
Yeah, I think it's another indication of just a really toxic atmosphere in politics at the moment as well, because this is an individual that he needed to wear a stab vest when he went out and about in his constituency. He's clearly had a long line of threats and intimidation, and he just felt like for the sake of his family, he had to quit politics. And it's pretty concerning when things are so bad that it gets to that stage.
And it does highlight as well that rising anti-Semitism in the capital as well after October the 7th, bearing in mind that this is a man who is very pro-Israel and in one of the heavily Jewish areas, constituencies in the capital.
Yes, I mean, I think it's something that there's concerns about the rise in anti-Semitism all across Britain, really, at the moment. And clearly his constituency has a lot of Jewish people in it, more than any other constituency. So that rise in anti-Semitism is a particular concern there. So that's been a large factor in why he's stepped down, because of that rise in anti-Semitism in recent times. And the current climate, with everything going on, I think people are increasingly worried about that.
Look, can we shift attention slightly from someone who's announced they're going to be stepping down to someone who has already gone, and that's Nicola Sturgeon, because she was giving evidence at the Scottish COVID inquiry yesterday and broke down at one point. It's interesting that the families of some of those who died in Scotland during the pandemic have condemned these as crocodile tears. What did you make of her evidence?
Well, I think it was interesting. I mean, there is no doubt, listening to Nicola Sturgeon throughout her evidence yesterday, that some of these decisions that she took during the COVID pandemic have had a heavy toll on her. I do believe that when she thinks of care homes, for instance, I mean, that was one of the moments where she seemed to get quite emotional. I do think that that's taken a toll, and she definitely thinks that could she have done better? Could she have made decisions differently, which could have saved lives following that deadly wave of coronavirus in care homes? However, I think there were also a lot of people that were a bit unconvinced by her appearance yesterday. There were some answers on other areas which was far less convincing, in particular regarding her failure to retain any of the WhatsApp messages that she sent during the pandemic. So she got a lot of criticism after yesterday's appearance for really exposing a culture of secrecy and cover-up that maybe existed while she was First Minister in Scotland.
OK, Michael Blackley, political editor at the Scottish Daily Mail, thank you very much.